สำหรับการบรรยายในหัวข้อถัดไปจะเป็นการบรรยายในหัวข้อ Delivering Customer Empathy at Scale to Increase Digitalization โดยคุณครูเชียร์ชิงผู้จัดการฝ่ายการตลาด Zoho Corporation โดยบรรยายเป็นภาษาอังกฤษ Next, we would like to welcome Mr. Khoo Chia Ching, Marketing Manager, Zoho Corporation, to speak under the topic Delivering Customer Empathy at Scale to Increase Digitalization. The webinar will be conducted in English. Please welcome Mr. Khoo.
Hello, everybody. I'm Khoo. I'm from Zoho Corporation. Let me do a screen share. So my topic of the day is about delivering customer empathy at scale through increased digitalization. This topic is about your business and how it can be aligned with your customers' need. One of the best ways of doing so is increased digitalization. So moving it in the web form and making the digitized data stored in a structured way in a manner that allows your business processes more forward in the digitized process is called digitalization. So with this increased digitalization, you have more signals from the customers to understand their needs faster. So before I share more about the topic, let me share something about myself and the company. So I'm Khoo. This is my 4th year in Zoho. I have the opportunity to assist Zoho in scaling to a global customer base in the APAC. At Zoho, we build products to solve your pressing needs. As we are growing, we feel a lot of these demands ourselves. We build products for CRM, collaboration, marketing, automation tools, HR, team collaboration, finance. Each step of these 50 apps that Zoho has built is a step towards digitalization, and it has led us to overall transform Zoho in the early stage. Given my current role, I'm here to assist and share my expertise with the audience. So currently, the need for customer empathy has never been higher than ever before. The pandemic has surely changed customer behavior. And during the lockdowns, there was a need to offer more digital solutions, making information more easily available without losing the efficacy of service. It has also got less stressful digital experience for the users. And we have been working in a hybrid workplace, which ensures a good experience for customers and employees working from home, joining online meetings and having remote control software. And this actually, gives a huge uptick to IT teams. We also saw how the, digital payments were made easier with, a lot of payment options. So different countries are in the different stage of their digital journeys. And, let me share with you some of these journeys using a few verticals. So back in those days, travel and tourism was surely, the affected industry. And so is restaurants and hotels and even tech companies. So educating users on the next steps will be the best thing to do, since most of the countries now have travel restrictions, and they will want to be the top of the mind recall when we start to reopen. Similarly, for industries like a restaurant, they have put in a lot to pivot during this situation. In Singapore, where I'm based, many restaurants closed down because they didn't pivot fast enough. And as for tech companies, they were a crucial piece to ensure people get to work and collaborate online. So that the customer demands have adopted, verticals have changed, pandemic has changed a lot of human behavior. So we also realized that people nowadays are very into masks, and we're not talking about simple masks, very elaborate masks, and eating healthily. We also adopt a higher digital adoption. Like before COVID, if I invited you to attend an online yoga class, I'm sure 90% of the people wouldn't go. But after this digital transformation, because of the pandemic, people are more receptive to online classes, and there are also changes in mobility patterns. People may not want to travel so much, and they prefer a lot of things over the top, like a broadcasting, audio, video, streaming platforms. And we also understand that there are more value-based purchasing involved. So how does the pandemic affect our brands, your brand? We will find that to quickly learn what the customers want is the essence of customer empathy. And that actually contributes to customer experience, namely called CX. You can only empathize with a customer more if you can ensure great customer experience. It is not a single interaction, but a feeling about a brand over time, not a specific transaction or just a one-time support incident. We understand that customers make a lot of decisions online and they need to trust you more. That is why, when things are starting to get better, who will they recall first? Taking a look at the New York Times. So this was originally published in the 1951s. This is the most popular newspaper that comes to mind when we think about the legendary use of the font, the New York Times. Times New Roman, probably one of the most recognizable newspaper font logos in the world of publishing. So this actually brings about brand recall. So like today, several communication channels exist for customer to reach a business. And when you have many departments, like what is shown, your sales department, your marketing department, and your support department, every form of marketing communication channel exists for each department. And this combination of touch points hints why is it so complex. Because customers can reach us through different communication channels, phone, email, fill out a form on your website, even social media, and even voice calls. So how can we empathize with customers' needs? The main reasons also why some businesses fail if they cannot recognize customer needs, because there's a lot of digitalization, but they may not be integrated. And most businesses are too much diving into the numbers, and they don't understand the feelings of the customer. And sometimes, they optimize based on financial results alone. So if there's profit, they really don't care about, what is the minority of the customer facing. So we understand that there's a concept that, I just want to share with the audience today. We can actually hire your customers to empathize with customers. So in the book, Wired to Care, the author talks about the early Netflix, their CEO gave out a new DVD player to all of his employees to encourage them to watch movies and learn about their customers. Does this really, make sense to you? Yes, it does to us. So imagine in Nike, Nike insisted that, their employees would have to be, healthy and they like sports. So Nike, wanted fitness to define their brand. So next, we also want to talk about, now we know that there's importance in empathy. So how can we spread this empathy across your organization? So imagine picturing this. If you work in a company of, let's say, 10 stories, and only the top story would have windows that can see the outside of the building. So sometimes when you want to find out what is the weather like, you need to contact people on the top floor with windows to view what is the weather like. If not, you wouldn't know what's the weather like outside. This sounds a lot stupid, but in a practical case, sometimes this is the only way a company can know about your customer through the customer evaluation department. So this is pretty much the same thing. You're only letting one small group of people test what is outside and know what is outside. So let's see how we can improve this situation. Because if we can empathize at all touch points, we can scale properly. So we are talking about scaling today. So we'll talk about how the corporate philosophy must be aligned to the customers. And we also want to share how the right tools get the right signals from customers, and also to embrace integrated technology platforms to make AI work, as well as to give contextual information to employees so that they can make the best decisions. So when we talk about corporate philosophy, oftenly, the boss or the CEO would know this very well. Sometimes it's easy for senior management to, constantly repeat this, but they must practice. So in Zoho, our commitment to your privacy and security is on the top of our mind and heart. So we are the only company to block out all adjunct surveillance and remove third-party trackers from our site. Zoho never sells your data, and we are CCPA and GDPR compliant worldwide, not just mandated by law. So we believe this is a moral obligation, and we also have a detailed privacy and security assessments of all third parties. So we also have a encryption in transit and selective at rest. Yeah. So we also understand we need to employ the right tools to get digital signals from customers. So this is a typical customer journey when we run any ad campaign, we engage visitors, probably using live chat. We convert these visitors to leads, and then we nurture these leads to become customers, and then we execute projects. And then we will have a reporting, like analytics to measure the ROI. So this is a typical customer journey. So imagine we don't have, all of these multiple communication platforms connected directly to the support, marketing, and sales. We have it connected to a customer experience platform. And this customer experience platform will unify the support, marketing, and sales departments. So this is how an omni-channel campaign will look like. So it's not just a one campaign thing, because every customer has a different touch point, and at the point of contact. So if the email and the online meeting is being set up, and if the customer is able to chance upon, your post on social media or on your website, all of these activities actually help nurture and convert customers. And all of these campaigns must also be, run unified. Imagine, 4 different departments of sales staff try to call one prospect. It's going to be overwhelming for the prospect. Next, if you have a website, and having a website without a chatbot, it's like, having a store but nobody to tend your store. While humans, we need to rest, the chatbot can work 24/7. So having a chatbot can, better convert chats to call. Even it provides screen sharing, and it provides that connection when somebody wants to reach your brand. And then if this new visitor or new lead is not in your CRM, you do not need additional hassle to create an entry for the prospect. You can directly add it into your CRM and it will show up like this. So it's a very integrated system that we are promoting. And we also have like, embedded self-service portals. Because nowadays you have, very tech savvy, you have IT savvy, the younger age or the millennials, they will know how to, self-service and help themselves with web resources. And for people who require more assistance, we even have an AI assistance that can chat with them so that they can investigate and uncover their needs better. And we are very pro mobile. So this is our mobile SDK for our voice-based AI. So this is called Chia, Zoho's intelligent assistance. This actually helps sales agents as well as customers understand their ordering status. And, we talk about, many interesting tools like, your chatbot, your CRM and stuff. But sometimes, the old school way of survey works too. And you want to use this survey to find out how well, you succeed as a brand. And this is a time for you to really hear and understand your customers. So you also understand that we need an integrated technology platform to make AI work, because AI may work in separate platforms, but only together, it will function correctly. So it like shared, the AI is as smart as the input as it gets. And these are the integrated platforms that's key to actionable info. So normally, a brand or company would spend years to acquire and build these products to enable these functions. And sometimes, companies out there would grow by acquisition. So unlike them, Zoho is a company with a long-term vision. We have created all of these apps using the same technology. So there's no problem in integration. Because what happens if your company starts to grow and you start to use the third and the fourth app, and then you find that, oh, integration is not possible between my help desk and my CRM, then what's next? So we will not encounter that in our roadmap. So we also aim to provide the employees with contextual information to make educated decisions. So for instance, somebody may visit your social media, and then they will leave you probably a negative tweet saying that, could you send me a goods exchange? Yeah, because of some defect in the goods that's being sent to me. The customer service manager will be able to select a department and then channel this unhappy tweet to an agent, which can salvage the customer relationship and also improve the services. We want to get things solved, and we believe that we must reach every customer with the correct tools. And then with all this ticketing system in place, we can also ensure our agents focus on the tickets that need resolution now. Because if a customer requires support and you deliver this support in another 3 days, I'm not sure how happy will this customer be. Because nowadays, when things are happening so fast, you purchase the goods now, you want the thing in your house in the next 2 hours. And let's say in the next 2 hours, the goods reach your hands and it's somehow not working, and probably there's something unclear about that goods. As a company, you need to take responsibility for it and ensure that the person who bought the item knows how to use the item by support. And then your help desk agents will also know, get contextual information from your CRM. So you'll be able to tell, hey, who are your best customers since 2010, or some long-term customers who have been supporting the company even through the toughest times. So this is a time, you need to provide quality support and onboarding with some of your best customers. And because of this beauty in AI across CRM and your desk and your social media, you're able to use this AI for sentiment prediction. So using the tickets, the mail, the response, you'll know that, hey, is this a positive thing? Is this a negative thing? Is it, you'll use this to improve your customer service. And, as the chief digital officer or the CEO responsible in driving the change to improve digitalization, and you spend a lot of time building all of these systems and tools, is it easy to access? Is it easy for the sales manager to access all this info? Is it easy for the customer support to access all of this info? If the answer is not, probably back to the same story again, only people at the top of the floor will really know what is the weather outside. That is not very desirable. We want to open all windows and break down all silos for your organization. So maybe let me start with some introduction about our unified customer experience platform called Zoho CRM Plus. So Zoho CRM Plus is our integrated suite, which comprises of our CRM, social media, and email campaign tools, help desk, analytics, surveys. So anything that you can think of a touch point with a customer If you are a CMO, a sales or marketing manager, you will love our integrated suite. So this is actually delivering customer empathy at scale. Only when you can sense the sales signals, only when you can sense the customer signals, can we be more ready to serve them. So the corporate philosophy must be aligned with customers. We are trying to deploy the right tools to get the enough digital signals from customers. And I've just showcased that, integrated technologies will make AI work better. And then all the employees will be given contextual information to make educated decisions. So I come to the end of my presentation. I'm Khoo. Nice to meet every one of you here in the Digitech ASEAN. And do visit our booth. Bert and Pimlada and me are all waiting for you there. Bye-bye.